Welcome back everybody to the Sprinkler channel. Today is going to be part 2 of the Rainbird 5000. We're going to go over a few things that we missed on the first video about the Rainbird 5000. So let's get started. Quick 30-second overview. This is the screw that will keep your nozzle in after you install the nozzle, and that will also shorten the distance, how far the water throws out if you need to shorten the distance. And then down here on the bottom you have a plus or minus sign. And using this tool you can adjust the radius, how, if it sprays either 30 degrees or 40 degrees and up to 200 and 70 or whatnot. This one on the left is how you're able to pull the head up by putting that in there and then pulling up like that. And then you can get access to the nozzle if needs be. But one thing we didn't talk about is what's this round one right here behind the front screw. And if we go back to the nozzles that came with the head, we'll see we used the 3.0 nozzle right here. But as we'll see, there's also a little circular thing right here next to it that also says 3.0. And that's going to be the Nozzle Identifier. And so that's exactly what's going to go inside this little circular thing. And you might ask yourself, well, why do we need that, right? And so when this is in the ground, first of all, you're not going to be able to see the nozzle if the sprinkler's not on. If it is spraying, the sprinkler head is in operations, the water's going to be coming out of the nozzle to where you're not going to really be able to see the numbers on the nozzle. So the easier way to do that is taking these little things. We'll go ahead and we'll just find that 3.0 one right here. It's just the regular nozzle, not the low angle nozzle. And just like you did the nozzle, we can just spin that off until it breaks off like that. So now we have the 3.0 identifier. And what we'll do is just place that right in that circular area right there. You see it's partially in right now. And I'm going to have it facing to when I'm behind the sprinkler head. If I was watching the sprinkler head rotate, then I'm going to be able to just see that the 3.0 nozzle is the nozzle that's installed in there. So I'll just press that firmly into the top of the sprinkler head. And if you need to, you can kind of use the back of the Rainbird tool. And then there you have it. So if you can see that, it'll just say 3.0. And it doesn't really matter which rotation if you want it to read from the front. But this way, even if the sprinkler's on, I don't want to be in front of it. I'll be behind it. And then I know exactly what nozzle's installed on this one. So that way, if I need to remove the old one and put in a different one, then I'll also remove this identifier one and grab one of the other ones that I'll use and install that. So that's one of the things that we didn't go over in the first video that I wanted to go over, because I think that's super helpful when you're looking ahead. You're wondering, hey, how much water is this putting out? What's the distance? And you can refer back to the charts that we showed in the previous one and know how much the 3.0 is putting out given your certain pressure. Now the other thing is, as you know, in the pop-up heads and in the Rainbird 3500 that we'll talk about in another video, there's filters on those heads that are removable. But with the Rainbird 5000, it does have a filter, as you can kind of see those slots in there that the water will pass through, filter out any debris and whatnot, but it's not removable. So check out the Rainbird 3500 and you'll see the difference with the bottom right here where you can remove the filter. But in the Rainbird 5000, they have engineered it to where it doesn't need to be replaced, it doesn't need to be removed or whatnot, and it should last still for many years. And so that's just something to know. So don't go looking for the filter trying to figure out how to remove it, because it's not removable. So that's the second thing that I wanted to go over in this part 2. And the last thing that some people might not realize until they go to install this head, maybe it was previously a Rainbird 3500, or maybe it was even a pop-up or something in their you know, changing up their landscaping and now they need to use the Rainbird 5000 is the inlet on the bottom, right? As you'll see, we'll just do the pop-up head, for example, the difference in the sizing of the inlet, compare the two. And even the Rainbird 3500 series is also the smaller one. So the smaller ones is a 1/2 inch inlet right there. And they make these in 1/2 inches. This is funny pipe elbow that we'll show you how to connect them into. But right here, you'll see that you'll need this. This one's a 3/4 inch funny pipe elbow versus the 1/2 inch. So that's the one that will actually fit this one. So if you already have one installed, make sure it's the 3/4 inch one and not the 1/2 inch one. Otherwise, you'll get there and it's not gonna stay on there. So that's an important thing though. One last thing I wanted to point out is there's this cool tool to be able to keep the Rainbird 5000 up as you maintenance the nozzle right here. So basically it looks like this, just made by Rainbird. And how you install it is getting your Rainbird tool into the pull-out slot, lifting up like that. Of course it's going to be in the ground, so you're not going to have to like pull against the other end. And then you just let it rest down like that with the opening where the nozzle is right there. So then from there you can unscrew it, change out the nozzle, install a new one if it's new, and then just like that. Then when you're done, you can just pull it out like this and you're done. So that's the Rainbird collar tool to kind of hold the sprinkler head up, so you're not fighting against the resistance of the spring wanting it to retract. So that's the last thing that I wanted to go over in this part 2, just to make sure that you had all the information. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what other questions you might have. Hopefully this is helpful, and we're going to go over some other stuff about the Rainbird 3500, so check out that video. Hope that helps, and we'll catch you in the next one.